There is no marvel in a woman learning to speak, but there would be in teaching her to hold her tongue. I do consider a multitude doth make rather a discord and confusion than good counsel. Fortune sometimes doth conquer king, and rules and reigns on earth and earthly things. Life is for living and working at. If you find anything or anybody a bore, the fault is in yourself. Young heads take the example of the ancient. I observe and remain silent. I have no desire to make windows into men's souls. Is it most true that at this day I stand free from any other meaning that either I have had in times past or have at this present? Is there any cause I should alienate myself from being careful over this country? Is not my kingdom here? It is hard to find beauty in the art of self-expression. My lords, do whatever you wish. As for me, I shall do no otherwise than pleases me. Chastity is the ermine of woman's soul. I have already joined myself in marriage to a husband, namely the Kingdom of England.
Words are leaves. The substance consists of deeds, which are the true fruits of a good tree. Men fight wars. Women win them. We have been persuaded by some, that are careful of our safety, to take heed how we commit ourselves to armed multitudes, for fear of treachery. There is an Italian proverb which saith, "From my enemy let me defend myself, but from a pretense friend Lord deliver me." Hang Irish harpers wherever found. The stone often recoils on the head of the thrower. Be of good cheer, for you will never want. For the bullet was meant for me, though it hit you. Who seeketh two strings to one bow? They may shoot strong, but never straight. By your concord in the camp, and your valor in the field, we shall shortly have a famous victory over those enemies of my God, of my kingdom, and of my people. It is good to jest, but not to make a trade of jesting. Rather than any dishonor shall grow by me, I myself will take up arms. I myself will be your general, judge, and rewarder of every one of your virtues in the field. There is nothing about which I am more anxious than my country, and for its sake I am willing to die 10 deaths, if that be possible. If we still advise, we shall never do. If he be rough, I shall take the trouble to be just as troublesome and offensive to him as I can. The daughter of debate that still discord doth sow. My royal rank causes me to doubt whether my kingdom is not more sought after than myself. There is nothing in the world I hold in greater horror than to see a body moving against its head, for I am soft and made of melting snow. When we hang on to resentments, we poison ourselves. As compulsive overeaters, we cannot afford resentment, since it exacerbates our disease. As for my own part, I care not for death, for all men are mortal. Those who touch the scepters of princes deserve no pity. My care is like my shadow in the sun, follows me flying, flies when I pursue it, stands and lies by me, doth what I have done. Let me or float or sink, be high or low, or let me live with some more sweet content, or die and so forget what love e'er meant. A good face is the best letter of recommendation. Monarchs ought to put to death the authors and instigators of war, as their sworn enemies and as dangers to their states. The name of a successor is like the tolling of my own death bell. I regret the unhappiness of princes who are slaves to forms and fettered by caution. I do not desire to live to distrust my faithful and loving people. He that will forget God will also forget his benefactors. I pray to God that I shall not live 1 hour after I have thought of using deception. I do not so much rejoice that God hath made me to be a queen, as to be a queen over so thankful a people. God has given such brave soldiers to this crown that, if they do not frighten our neighbors, at least they prevent us from being frightened by them. I do not choose that my grave should be dug while I am still alive. There is one thing higher than royalty, and that is religion, which causes us to leave the world, and seeks God. I do not want a husband who honors me as a queen if he does not love me as a woman. Anger makes dull men witty, but it keeps them poor. Do not tell secrets to those whose faith and silence you have not already tested.